Now, a quick and easy tip this morning on using GPT, but I think this also applies to other AIs. Now, we all know what an AI is capable of. We've had advanced conversations with it, and you can be in the middle of an advanced conversation with it, and then suddenly it'll switch over to doing something quite dumb. Now, this isn't random. There is a reason for this and a way to manage it as well. So sometimes you could be talking about an advanced topic like, I don't know, astrophysics or something like that. And suddenly, when you use a microphone, it'll get what you said completely wrong and start talking about, that you're asking for a recipe for fried chicken. And it's like, well, surely you knew the context of the conversation. Why would I be talking about fried chicken when we're talking about astrophysics? Well, the reason is the part of the AI that is doing the main conversation with you is not in control of the bit that is transcribing what you're saying on the microphone function. So that bit is actually controlled by a different program. I think it's called Whisper. So it's a completely different protocol that is operating at a lower level than the main chat. So I think this is, just in terms of the business for the AI model, that it's trying to be more efficient and is using something that's just really good at transcribing voice. And then that's not uh, being controlled by the main chat. It kind of goes away from the main chat to a different protocol and then comes back in. So if you see the transcription going a bit wonky, that's the reason for it. And not too much you can do about that one. Just repeat yourself rather than argue with the AI, because the AI main chat doesn't have control over that. It knows it's wrong. You'd ask, why on earth did you do something so dumb? It's like, well, I couldn't control it because that wasn't me really who did it. And the other much more obvious one you will see is online search. So you're in the middle of a long conversation. You're like, okay, can you go aside and find some online information to back up what we're discussing, to find out something new that's going to help me? And you'll find the quality of the response on that particular part of the conversation when it does an online search is way lower than the other conversation you were having. Again, the reason for that is it hands it off to a different protocol, and it has to. So the way it explained why it needs to do this is when it's doing an online search, it wants to be as factual and correct as possible. So it doesn't want to speculate, it doesn't want to make any assumptions, it just wants to say exactly what it found online in a simple way. So you'll be having a great flow of a conversation at a very high level, and then the answer it gives to the online search one seems completely disconnected and at a much lower level. That's why the main chat, the main AI thought process that's applied to your main chat has been handed off to another protocol, another basically AI agent, just to do that online search. So what you need to do is you've brought that information into the more complex chat you've had with the AI, but you have to specifically understand that it's moving between different standards and different kind of agents. So you get it to do the search and it gives you the information, but it doesn't really think through it at all. But then you need in the next prompt to say, look, okay, now don't search online, but let's analyze at the higher level what you just said, because it's in the chat and it can then access it. So that's the little kind of hack or tip of how to keep the flow going at a very high level. If you're looking at something quite complex or productive in an AI chat, is that you just recognize this limitation it has rather than get frustrated. But once you recognize the limitation in the way I've just described, you can actually work this in much better. So you know how to ask it to do the online search, and your expectations are set that you're going through, you're controlling multi-stage of the chat, and you're getting it just to do the online search to add something into its own chat so you can see it, but also the main chat can see it, because it's not the same AI protocol that is handling your main chat and the online search or the microphone function. So it's a little bit of a quirk of using AIs. Not a major, event or anything like that, but just a little tip just to make life a little bit easier if you're having advanced chats with AI.